go.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order and welcome everybody for coming, and we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves. Start with you, Brian.
Brian Bedord, Commissioner.
I'm Rachel Christensen, elementary principal, here for swim team.
Paula, Jaconetty, Clerk and Recorder.
Melody Martinson, Choteau Lions.
Introduce yourself.
Tevyn, Schwenke.
I'm Rhonda Schwenke, Secretary Treasurer of the Swim Team Board.
Brian Colesworthy, County Planner.
Sam Carlson, Commissioner.
Joe Dellwo, Commissioner. We have minutes from April 3rd to approve.
I would move to approve those.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Don't have any road encroachments, and I told Rhonda via email that I would put you at the top of the meeting in case you didn't want to suffer through the whole thing.
That's perfect,
So-
thank you.
What do we got going?
Okay, so Choteau is hosting the state swim meet this year, August 1st and 2nd. It will bring, I think last year there was like 427 swimmers registered at state. So all of those swimmers and their families, it's 18 teams. And so we just wanted to come ask if we could have approval to use the courthouse lawn for teams, because all the teams have kind of team areas, and we won't have enough room by the pool. And so we wondered if we could just use the lawn. We are going to put in a request with DOT to close the highway around the corner, just because even if we weren't over here, there's just so many kids back and forth. People camp over at the park, and we usually close the street, what is that, First or whatever, that runs between the pool and the church, but we'd just like to close off the highway for those 2 days. It's a full Saturday, Sunday, both days, and people are coming and going. And
Yeah. So what teams do is they bring canopies to sit under to get out from underneath the sun, and we are very specific that no stakes are allowed.
Yeah,
So they bring
Right.
like weighted
Yeah.
things. So,
Okay.
yeah, so there, it's,
Yeah.
we're very clear on that. And I mean, people are very. This is a group of people that are very
Yeah.
considerate of that. They appreciate that we have the wonderful lawn area to set up, so they very much honor our requests on that.
Okay.
So that's what you just see is a bunch of canopies
Yeah.
set up with
Yeah.
people sitting around in lawn chairs. All of the like overnight camping and all that is going to be over at the park, and then we've reached out to the city regarding using like the Babe Ruth Field for tents, so that we can keep this area specifically just for those daytime. So it'll be really busy during the day, and then quiet down around 5:30, 6
Yeah.
o'clock at night. But the tents will be, we call them tents, but the canopies will be then, usually they're just dismounted, or the tops are taken off and lowered. So you'll see that in your area for 2 days. They'll come in, some might come in early
Friday.
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
You might see them as early as Thursday. Now, we could request that no canopies go up until Friday, but a lot of people come in on Friday, either, in the afternoon or late evening, and want to come and set up their area. So we would basically for sure need it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the area.
And we thought that it would work okay this year because the trailer that is normally used, we're getting new speakers, some Bluetooth speakers, so that we can have speakers over here, because then teens can hear when kids are up and stuff. But just to spread out a little bit more, because at a normal meet there's 12 teams, and so we usually use the boulevard of the Methodist Church and then behind the pool there. And it's full, very full, and so we'll have 6 more teams and a lot more people that come with to a state meet, and everybody across the whole federation is really excited that the meet is in Choteau this year. So
We have hosted just regular meets, and we've hosted divisionals,
Divisionals.
but we've never hosted state. And so we're really excited for it's going to bring a lot of people and a lot of foot traffic to Choteau.
yeah.
And it will help our businesses in that respect, and I think it's just a great way to show off Choteau.
Yeah,
What was the date you said?
1st and 2nd of August.
The first weekend in
Yes,
August.
yeah, that first weekend.
So, is the first on Friday?
First is a Saturday, so we would be
So
looking
July 31st.
July
July
31st.
31st.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, guys?
I think it'd be fine with me. I don't have a problem with it. Just, so there's no tents. And you've got the
Mistakes.
no stakes and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Mhm.
No, I think it sounds
That
fine.
was my only initial concern,
Yeah.
was punching a hole in an underground sprinkler, and if that's the
Yeah.
case, I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, we're very, very clear. Information goes out to all of the teams ahead of time, and even for our regular meets. That was in big bold caps last year
Okay.
because of the the area around the pool, and the Methodist Church has lines too, and
Sure.
so
One thing I'm seeing, we better talk to Scott and make sure that the sprinklers don't go on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that might be kind of nice too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Might help
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Be sure.
And then we also, as meet managers and stuff, we walk around and just take a good
Yeah.
look and to make sure
yeah.
that, I mean, like I said, usually
Yeah, that
people are
things
so
aren't
good,
staked.
but,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we do monitor that as well.
Mhm.
And
The best we
you've got ways of taking trash in and out.
Yes,
Yep, we work with the
absolutely,
city,
yeah.
they'll have extra,
Yeah.
garbage receptacles for us, I
And we
mean,
we usually have like 4 porta potties. I think this year we're probably gonna do at least 6 or 8, and so we would just set one over here too, so that
Or-
there's one
yeah, on the
closer,
sidewalk.
just on the,
Yeah,
yeah.
cement,
Yeah.
if that's
Okay.
okay.
Last year we
That's
had to
fine.
have them all where we could batten them down because the wind blew
Oh,
all
yeah.
weekend. But
So,
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
no.
And like Rhonda said, we're gonna work with DOT
Yeah.
on the road closure to make
Yeah.
sure that we go about that, or the
Yeah.
detour around.
Yeah. And on Sunday, both Saturday night and then definitely Sunday after the meet is over, we go through the whole area, make sure all garbage is picked up. But all the teams are really good about cleaning up their areas.
And we've already talked to Colin, and he usually comes by on both days and cleans out garbages too, so
Yeah,
that we
empties
try to
garbage.
keep it as clean and neat and smell free as we
Yeah.
can. Yeah, but porta potties just have an odor.
Yeah.
So that would be, you guys, I know there's not business usually on Saturdays and Sundays, so that shouldn't affect
No.
courthouse business too much. But Friday, they'll be getting set up, probably Friday, so that might just,
It shouldn't interfere with it.
Fridays are very
Fridays
quiet.
are
here,
so
too, though.
Are they pretty
Yeah.
quiet? Okay.
Make
Yeah,
sure that we
and
don't
like
sprinkle.
Rachel said, most everybody, they're just wanting to get
We'll just have to
the best spot, and
coordinate
so they
everything.
leave their
Yeah.
canopies down, and there's nothing big
Sprinklers
set
big.
up.
It's a
So,
big deal.
often they just set
That
up
would be good.
the frame, and then
Yeah.
the frame is there.
I don't know if kids skateboard or not anymore, but there are signs around the sidewalk.
You want,
I don't think they
Yeah, I
do,
don't
but might
know.
include that in your
Okay.
letter.
Okay.
Yeah, just
perfect.
throw it in
So
your
no.
letter and-
Okay.
Yeah.
no, I don't
Yeah.
even, the only thing you might
I haven't
see
seen
is
a kid on a
locals ready
skateboard
to
for
fight.
years.
I know.
Very few.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
any other
we'll make
questions
sure
for
that-
us?
No, I'm pretty
I don't think
comfortable. Should we
Okay.
make an official decision? So that-
Sure. I would move to approve the use of our lawn for the swim meet.
I'd second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So you guys are
We
good to go.
appreciate it. Thank
Thank you guys,
Yeah.
appreciate the
Have a
support.
good time, and
Well,
thank you
yeah.
for bringing
There'll
people.
be
Good luck
more
with your meet.
information coming out
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, and we'll talk to Scott and make sure that we don't sprinkle the lawn. those
Thank
3
you.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he could probably get by early Friday morning, but I would
Yeah.
say after that, no.
It's
Yeah.
probably better
And what
if
we
it's
can
not
just
damp.
say is no tent set up until noon Friday.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
guys are okay with that.
That'd be good.
That's fine.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
All right, perfect, we're on it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for putting us at the top of your
Yes,
agenda.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you too.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
Enjoy your Easter.
Yep, you too. See you, Rachel.
See you.
Okay, that brings us to weed trailer bids.
That's good.
You
I'm just
having
gonna,
trouble?
nope, I'm just gonna check, there's a 2 settings on the mic, one for half a room and one for a whole room. And it's on whole room, so that's good, that's what it should
So
be.
we're good?
Yeah, we're good, we're so.
Okay, we've got 3 bids for the 1994 car trailer that the weed department is trying to get rid of. First one is Frank Klein. He bids $1,685. Somebody, Tom sent a check. Second one was from Tom Maltby for $810.
How much was that for Tom?
From Tom was $810.
810, and how much was from Pete? I'm sorry.
Pete was
1685.
yeah,
1685. Okay.
And the last one was from Perry Lindgren, and he bid $677.
600 even?
Yep, 677 even.
Oh,
And 810.
810 for Tom.
no, that's not.
That's pretty easy to decide.
Okay, what's your pleasure,
Well,
gentlemen?
that's easy, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of an over-answer.
Self-explanatory.
Take the Frank Klein. I would move that we take the bid from Frank Klein.
I would second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Brings us to the Peters subdivision.
Okay, so this is a pretty much, it's taken a little bit of time to get here, but it's just, this is the final plat, 80 acres and the 2 simple 40s. All the exemptions are met for the septic and water stuff. That's all went through sanitarian. All the survey notes and everything is updated. I had Dan Staley's certificate of examining land surveyor stamp on it. Of course, they'll have to send the Mylars off for print and everything, and then all that. But my recommendation is to approve.
Yeah,
I would move to approve the subdivision.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brian, just roughly, where is this subdivision? Is it southwestern Teton County?
Yep.
Okay.
Just right before you pass into Lewis and Clark County.
And current use of the land is grazing or agriculture?
Correct.
Brian, what were the names again?
Peters.
What their names?
Oh.
Mitch and Elaine.
Thank you. I always forget his name. I know hers.
Thank you.
Okay, I put building decisions on there, and at the time when I had the agenda, the architect was a little concerned about the silver roof, so I thought we may have decisions, but we don't. I talked to him, and we're just gonna go with the silver roof. And Bill Stott did come up last week, and we walked through, and the dirt guy was here, and I think the dirt is going to be starting to be moved approximately May 1st. Is that what they said, Brian?
Yep.
So we're actually going to get started, and Bill told me that the building had been ordered, so we may be seeing progress finally.
The building is 10 weeks from the date we order is what's estimated before it starts arriving on site.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no building decisions, and that brings us to the tax deed resolution. Resolution 25-10, and Mel, you got a copy of it?
Yes, thank
Basically,
you.
it's to direct the county treasurer to issue tax deeds to the county for the properties that the taxes haven't been paid for in Power and Dutton. So what's your pleasure, gentlemen?
I would move to approve the resolution.
Second?
25-10.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Are we talking, these are both in Power and Dutton, so just in general terms, how many lots? And do they have any improvements on them?
There are some old rundown buildings on them,
Okay,
and there's a description. There's 3 different locations in Dutton and then 1 in Power.
okay.
And the process will be that Diane will issue the tax deed to the county, and we anticipate having an auction when that is accomplished, but we have to advertise in the paper, so that'll be well advertised so the public can hopefully purchase them. We can get some revenue back.
And is it, the people who owned them, are they dead? Are they not there anymore? Do we know?
I think the man is still alive, lives in Great Falls, and is very elderly, is my understanding.
And remind me, under the state law, how many years are they delinquent before you can do this?
Oh,
3,
3, but they're,
Oh, they're
20.
yeah,
20
Okay.
probably, yeah.
so they've certainly passed that milestone. Any further questions?
Sorry. Do we know how much taxes are owed?
It's
Is it in the
it's in the
resolution?
resolution, the
Or
back
everything's in
taxes on each parcel is
Great.
listed in the resolution.
there?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, commission reports. We went to Mountain View Co-op. They had contacted us. We put millings on the road going to the elevator in Collins. And we met with the co-op and explained what we put millings on it last year, and the road is narrow for 2 semis, but it does meet the county standards, so we're okay there. And they were just quizzing us about if there's any way that they could get a highway put in there, and we told them that with our budgetary constraints, that's not gonna happen. So they're gonna have to live with the millings, and they did mention that there's a possibility they might be able to do something, and we've talked to the county attorney on how to go through that. So if they want to improve the highway, we will invite them to a public meeting, and we'll make those decisions then.
And this is the short section of road from the
You
interstate
you go off the
frontage road.
interchange, and then you go to the frontage road, that's the state highway department, and then from there, it's 3/10 of a mile into the elevator.
And this is the one outside of Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
There.
Yeah, and I didn't know the history of it. We talked to Pete Klein, and he said that ExxonMobil put that fertilizer plant in he thought 1981 or 2, and they paved the road at that time. ExxonMobil did. And I've looked through our records. I couldn't see that the county had any agreement with ExxonMobil, which
No.
would have been nice to have some more history on it. But
It's not a very long section of road, is it?
3/10 of a
3/10 of a
mile.
mile, yeah.
But the way that it costs to
Yeah.
pave roads, it would be prohibitive. I mean, it would take our entire road budget to even do it, and it's just not something we can do.
Yeah.
So we told them if they get creative, they can come to a public meeting, and we'll have that discussion, and we'll see if there's some other answer that we can do.
Mhm.
Any other commissioner reports, guys?
That's all I had, yeah.
Okay, public comment? No public comment? No
Been pretty
notices?
chirpy so far, so
That's good now. All right, our next meeting will be May 1st, and I accept the motion to adjourn.
I would
So
move to adjourn.
Second.
We're adjourned.
Okay.
So is our picture better, Mel?
yeah, lots better.
Oh, good, oh, good.
It is.